We are now going to talk about another important topic. We are going to touch on the reproduction of in sphagnum. Okay, so sphagnum has two methods of reproduction. One is by vegetative and the other is by sexual methods. The vegetative reproduction takes place in the following ways. We have innovation, multiplication of protonemal branches, and regeneration. So, under vegetative reproduction, what are the three methods that you have? Um, so, in innovation, there is a common method of reproduction which is called as the uh, innovation, which is the formation of these vegetative branches. Okay, so how does it work? One part of the suppose now you have a stem. This is the stem, and from this stem, as you know, there are branching at the axillary region of the leaves, right? So from this axillary cluster, one of the branches suddenly becomes very strong, and this branch will start to grow upwards like this. Okay, and this branch will become more or less it will have the characteristics of the main stem. So this particular branch which is growing upwards will detach itself or will come out main from the main stem, and it will fall on substratum, and it will grow into a new parent plant. That is the process of vegetative reproduction by the help of innovation. Then the second type is the multiplication of protonemal branches. Okay, if you remember, we have two types of plant stages in sphagnum, isn't it? You have the protonema and the protonema, which is the young juvenile stage, and the adult stage. So here you have the picture depicting the protonema, which is a thin filamentous structure. Okay, this protonema is known as the what is the primary protonema? When I say primary protonema, it means that the the sphagnum, the filaments which arise directly from the germination of the seed or the spore forms the primary protonema. Okay, the primary protonema is a product of the germination of the seed or the spore to form the filamentous protonema. And whatever filaments or branches which come out or which emerge from the primary protonema will form the secondary protonema. Okay, for example, in this picture you can see this region here will be the will sorry this region here is the primary protonema, which will give rise to the secondary protonema. Okay, so it is from the secondary protonema that the adult stage or the young gametophore stage arises. Okay, it is from the second protonema stage. So in that way, the multiplication of the protonemal branches, you can understand that any marginal cell of the primary protonema may become meristematic. Okay, if it becomes meristematic, it means that it becomes active. It becomes active, and it forms a green cellular filament. This green cellular filament is nothing but the secondary protonema. Okay, the secondary protonema then forms the leafy gametophore. Okay, is it clear? I hope so. So then we go on to the third type of vegetative reproduction, which is known as the regeneration. In regeneration means that something grows out of um, regeneration means growing or regeneration or generation of a particular part of the plant from a previous part. Okay, so for example, if you injure the plant or there's a loss or damage of the plant, there is a great power to regenerate, which is present in sphagnum. Also, when it is dry, when there are dry conditions, this sphagnum will become very brown in color. But once you know the cytoplasm is able to resist drying. It can resist the process of drying or desiccation. And when water is present, what happens? The plant will grow and it will form or regenerate back into a to the original plant. So that is the advantage of having um, uh, the advantage of this sphagnum is that it can regenerate back even though it has lost part of its parts of the plant body is lost.